Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing this a little differently, but I'm just going to hop right into it. No wait, because I want this to be like a video after I stream it live so people can go back and watch it. But anyways, today we're going to be debunking this PragerU video, Social Justice Isn't Justice. We're going to watch it, see what we think, and yeah, so let's just hop right into it without further ado.
The Lord is a God of social justice. That's the message in many, maybe most, churches and synagogues in America and the West today. But
okay, no one gives a fuck.
here's the problem. The Bible doesn't actually say that.
Still no one gives a fuck.
It says in Isaiah, the Lord is a God of justice. You'll find a lot of references to justice in the Bible, but you'll never find it preceded by the word social. But you're...
Okay, that's just not an argument. The reason you wouldn't find that is because social justice is a subset of the overarching terminology, justice. So, yeah, why would they put
probably
the word
thinking,
social in there?
What's the difference? Isn't God the God of justice and social justice? Well, not if he's consistent. You see, God cannot be the God of justice and social justice because social justice is not just. Justice is getting what you deserve without favor. Social justice is getting what you don't deserve because you are favored.
Wait, no. This is incoherent. First of all, the definition of justice is wrong. Justice just means that everyone deserves to be treated fairly and receive fair treatment. Social justice is a subset of that definition and explains ways in which certain people are being unfairly treated and advocates that we should fix that in order to actually have a just society and actually reach justice. So that's incoherent.
Justice is blind. Social justice is not.
Oops, something popped up on screen, but no, justice is supposed to be blind in the most ideal world where like everyone is treated fairly and no one is discriminated against. But social justice is necessary for those who actually don't live in this imaginary reality to account for the discrimination that some people disproportionately face.
Let's say a man robs a store. Justice demands but one thing: that he be tried in a court of justice and, if he is found guilty, punished. That is...
Wait, no, it fucking doesn't. They're conflating justice with criminal justice, which is set arbitrarily by the state. What punishment is just for crimes, what are crimes, etc.
Not how social justice works. Social justice doesn't only ask if the person is guilty. It asks about his economic condition. Is he poor or wealthy? About his upbringing. What kind of childhood did he have? About his race or ethnicity. Is he a member of a group that has been historically oppressed? Justice demands that everyone be equal under the law. Social justice demands that everyone be equal, period. Economically, socially, and in every other possible way. Justice asks, who did it?
Wait, okay. So let's address what they said before. Right before this. So they said that social justice doesn't ask if a person is guilty, but justice does. Social justice asks about their upbringing and all that, but justice demands that everyone be treated equally, not just under the law, but in all circumstances. The definition of justice is to be treated fairly, or fair treatment of everyone. And so, no, social justice doesn't demand that everyone be equal in like every single way. Like it doesn't demand that there's a law enforcement on a set of penis size or whatever, but it demands that if you're if there's certain people being treated unfairly or being discriminated by certain things, it asks for us to fix those to stop that, to create a just society.
Social justice asks, why did he do it?
Again, they're conflating criminal justice here with justice. But yeah, it's good to know why people did something so we can fix it systematically to prevent it from happening again. This doesn't mean that under the view of social justice we don't punish / try to rehabilitate individuals that are like causing harm to people, because that would be socially unjust to allow them to continue to wreak havoc on other people. But okay.
Lost in all these social justice considerations is the individual's own responsibility for what he did. That's why social justice advocates have abandoned the term justice.
That's just false. No one is like, fuck the word justice, that's unfair. We're literally using a subset of that word, social justice.
They deem justice alone as unfair. And sometimes it is. A man who was beaten by his father and abandoned by his mother is more likely to commit a violent crime than a man raised in a loving home. But those facts cannot and should not determine his innocence or guilt. Why? Because justice is first and foremost.
Well, social justice advocates agree. They would just like to try to fix the systematic problems that cause the behavior to arise in the first place, rather than get a boner for criminal justice and stop there.
Foremost about truth. Is the person guilty or innocent of the crime? None of us is omniscient. We don't know why people do what they do.
Okay, sure, but we can try to attempt and explain their behavior in order to try and prevent those crimes in the future.
After all, the vast majority of people raised in abusive homes do not commit violent crimes, nor do the vast majority of people who are members of an historically oppressed group. Being a victim, however that is defined, is no excuse for hurting other people.
Yeah, we agreed. Social justice advocates would agree as well. It would be socially unjust to hurt other people. Yeah.
What about those who are hurt, the victims of those crimes? Shouldn't they and other law-abiding citizens be society's first consideration?
Yeah, they should, and making the world more socially just, solving for the conditions that cause these crimes to arise, that create the victims, would make it so that there's less perpetrators and less victims. Did you ever think of that?
Social justice advocates say no. They say we need social justice to even things out, and that means favoring the have-nots over the haves, the poor over...
No, it means that certain people are favored over others currently, and that we need to level that out in order to create a just society.
The rich, the female over the male, and the brown or black over the white. The Bible does not see the world this way. In fact, it speaks
Okay, good thing I don't care. Tell me why I should. You haven't substantiated why we need to care about the Bible as a source, because it's an old-ass fucking book and it's irrelevant.
In very explicit terms. Here's a law in the book of Exodus. Do not pervert justice by siding with the crowd, and do not show favoritism to a poor person in a lawsuit. Here's one in Leviticus. Do not pervert justice. Do not show partiality to the poor or favoritism to the great, but judge your neighbor justly. Moses, the greatest lawgiver in history, declares in Deuteronomy, follow justice and justice alone. And the New Testament declares in the book of Romans, God shows no partiality. None of this means that there is no...
Wait, I mean, these quotes don't like really go against social justice. They're just kind of saying that don't think of them any better or err on their side just because they're this. That doesn't mean that it's denying that we should try to fix their conditions and make the world more socially just. But okay. In fact, it would probably go against you, because right now the argument that social justice advocates would make is that certain people are favored, and that they would use the Bible quotes you just read to show that you're being impartial to certain people, or the world is, or society is.
No place for compassion in a system of justice? Of course there is. The Bible is preoccupied with the protection of the widow, the orphan, and unfortunate. But compassion follows justice. It doesn't precede it. Also,
okay, yes, justice is compassionate, and compassion follows justice to those who need it. Hence why social justice is a subset of justice and explains the ways in which we need to be compassionate, and who we need to be compassionate to, because they're being unjustly treated currently in society.
Justice in and of itself is compassionate. First to the victims of crime and to their loved ones, and second to the criminal. How can you become a better human being if you don't first recognize that you've done something wrong? That's why anytime we put an adjective before the word justice, we no longer have justice. Economic justice, racial justice, environmental justice, any form of social justice which seeks to correct actual justice.
Okay, so this is just false and incoherent. We put adjectives in front of justice to explain a particular injustice that's taking place in our society so we can address it and make our society more just. Also, if this person's argument were to be true, that we can't put adjectives in front of justice because it moots the whole purpose of justice, which they don't really explain, then their whole video has just been a waste of their breath, because they've been conflating criminal justice with justice this entire time.
This undermines justice.
What? No, how? Why? You literally haven't explained whatsoever that claim that anything that seeks to correct justice undermines it.
So then, if social justice is not a biblical concept, why do so many churches and synagogues promote it? Because many Christians and Jews know—
I don't know, probably because they're trying to better people and further the betterment of society. Also, based off the quotes you showed earlier, they probably believe that there's impartial favor of certain people, which results in unjust society. So they advocate for social justice to fix that, because that'd be adhering to the Bible quotes that you read earlier.
No longer regard biblical principles as binding, because it's a lot easier to dispense compassion than hold people to a biblical standard. And because leftism has superseded the Bible in many houses of worship.
Literally, no, it doesn't. 99% of leftists hate structured religion. Also, Jesus was a communist. Hypers.
Leftism, as a guiding principle, holds that the weak are good and the powerful are bad. That's why—
Okay, that's just a reductionist take. You don't understand leftism? Shut up.
The great battle of our time is between Judeo-Christian values and leftist values. The former is rooted in justice. The latter—
Wait, did they just say that the fight of our time is between Judeo-Christian values and leftist values? I mean, sure, if they want to like just concede that their values suck and that leftist ones are good, then sure. I mean,
is not. I'm Allie Beth Stuckey, host of Relatable on Blaze TV.
Okay, it's done. Anyways, when we walk away from this video, the conclusion is this, right? Justice doesn't mean that we're going to put on our blind goggles and treat everyone as if they were like the exact same. Justice means that we need to level out the playing field among everyone, and that we're going to have to utilize things like social justice in order to understand how and why certain people are on an unleveled playing field than the rest of people in order to actually have a just society. So anyways, that's it for this video / live stream. I don't know, I'm trying something new with this. I hope y'all liked it. Drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, Discord links down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one. I know it was a short stream, but I want to leave it as a video. So anyways, peace.